We got a couple of different hearings that happened today that we're going to be talking about. This one specifically first, mostly because it's kind of the lead story of the day, and it's one of those continuing feuds between Rand Paul and Anthony Stupid Fauci that just continues to go on and on and on in perpetuity because it just, well, it's really kind of sad because it really is just a one-sided beatdown where one guy has all the facts and the other one just has, well, all the institutional power behind him, so he's never really going to get buried by anything. And don't really think for a moment that this story here is going to bury Fauci at all whatsoever. This guy is a Teflon as well. A certain other former government official who nothing could stick to him. He's going to be around for as long as he wants to because we have all of the collusion information from China. Okay, we had those emails from just about a year ago at this time. Okay, we have all of his flip-flopping stances on shit. Okay, we have his long history, his 40-plus year history of just really awful, really terrible, incredibly wrong scientific take saying AIDS is an airborne virus. Sure it is, pal. Maybe just in the whatever fucking bathhouses you go to. And then you have your animal experiments on little fucking beagle puppies. Like, Christ, if there's nothing else that could come out about this hunk of shit that would force him out of the White House. The institution has his back, and there's nothing that's gonna fucking force him out. As tough it is for some people to swallow. Oh, we're just trying to be out here. Like, apparently this one guy, I don't know, says that he's trying to fight the evil demons in the White House. Yeah, okay, cool. So they got fucking Alex Jones for comment. Great, wonderful. Who cares? They're gonna try to milk this waning pandemic for as long as they can and get as much wealth out of it as they possibly can. And then they're just gonna get away with all of the atrocities, just like Andrew Cuomo did. You've seen all of those lawsuits, all of those probes just got dropped against him, so he's going to get away with it. Tom Wolfe, who we're going to be talking about his potential successor later over the weekend, Tom Wolfe's going to get away with it. Gretchen Whitmer and her various different other distractions that constantly surround her, she's going to get away with it. Phil Murphy is saying some things, is like, oh, maybe he's on our side. Maybe people will remember that he didn't run an active campaign against the Attila's gym for seemingly ever for no good reason. Locking people out of their businesses, trying to find them out the ass. None of these people are going to be held responsible until you vote them out and make them irrelevant, okay? Because I also could have talked about Joe Biden's speech in Georgia, but I figured that, some relevant shit might be a little bit more important because whenever you put Biden in the title or whatever you talk about, whatever Joe Biden has to say, nobody cares because he's not popular, nobody likes him, and there's no really hiding it anymore. So let's talk about Fauci and Paul. Enough palaver. What a moron. Jesus Christ. I agree. Fauci is... Oh, okay, he said it. Fauci is caught on a hot mic attacking Senator Marshall for suggesting he's hiding his finances after Rand Paul accused him of using government resources and $434,312 salary to destroy scientists who disagree with him. Where's the lie, Rand? No, there isn't any. Okay, so some of this stuff here, because there was testimony that happened today, and then we're going to talk about the Project Veritas stuff in a minute, because it's in the thumbnail, and I don't know how much we can dig into it, because the last time that I talked about Anthony Fauci specifically, it got me that 7-day little road trip off of YouTube, because I had dared to criticize the reception and the wonky numbers that were coming up from his fucking Disney-produced documentary. No, heaven forbid we talk about that. But if you do want to see my breakdown on that, the Odyssey and Rumble still have it all up. Anyways, Dr. Anthony Fauci was caught on a hot mic calling Republican Senator Roger Marshall a moron after he accused him of hiding finances in a heated Senate Health Committee hearing on Tuesday. Fauci responded to Marshall after telling him many times his financial disclosures, including his, get this, $434,212 a year salary that just continues to climb up and up and up. And yes, that does make him the highest paid, at least on the books, federal employee in all of the United States, okay? Our public knowledge and following an intense showdown with his nemesis, Rand Paul. You know what? If these two would just have a heated fuck session, they'd just get all of this tension out of there, but they just won't do it. God damn it. After Marshall's time was up, the infectious disease expert could be heard sighing, "What a moron, Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch." He and Center for Disease Control and Prevention Director Rochelle Walensky appeared before the Senate panel to defend the Biden administration's response to COVID pandemic. You can't blame Biden because he just copy-pasted like he does with a lot of things. Trump's plan, so therefore Orange Man's still bad? No. Can't really fall back on that one anymore. As it nears the end of its second year, March 16th, I forget when was 15 days to slow the spread? I think that's when it was. That'll be 3 years, or the start of the third year, I guess. And with the administration and agency facing a crisis of confidence and trust. During the contentious hearing, Fauci also accused Republican Senator Rand Paul of personally attacking him for political gain, distorting everything he says. No, you do a fair job of that yourself there, Fauci. And inspiring crazies to want to kill him during another tense battle. Okay, cool. You get mean words said to you on the internet like literally everybody else, and Rand Paul almost got assassinated. So, you go ahead and you try to drum up sympathy when you're talking to that. You might as well fucking try to stump in front of Steve Scalise as well. Just saying. During the contentious hearing, Marshall began his off-topic exchange with a blown-up check made out to Fauci for $434,312 and demanded he present his already public financial disclosures, implicitly accusing the longtime medical expert of possible insider trading. No, not like every other member of Congress that's out there. It's not like they have inside information. It's not like this dude here, thanks to those email disclosures, knew about what was going to happen months before everything went into effect. No, couldn't possibly be, privy to all the information, knowing that shit was going to get locked down months beforehand, and was able to just maneuver his finances accordingly. No, couldn't possibly be the case. I don't know why you're asking me that question. My financial disclosure is public knowledge, and it's been so for the past 37 years, but not your stock portfolio, my dude. Fauci, the most senior government official, like most senior government officials, is bound by law to disclose his financial information on an annual basis. Yeah, because the taxpayers pay for this nonsense, but he is the science after all, so he's earned every fucking red cent of that. There have never been any evidenced reports that Fauci has run into trouble with the statute or neglected to follow it. Honestly, your check stubs are made public. Ooh, cool. Marshall pressed him again, but the big tech giants are doing an incredible job of keeping it from public. We'll continue to look for it. Where would we find it? All you have to do is ask for it. You're so misinformed, it's extraordinary. Why am I misinformed? This is a huge issue. Wouldn't you agree with me that you see things before members of Congress would see them? So that there's an air of appearance that maybe some shenanigans are going on. Exhausted Fauci exploded. What are you talking about? See, okay, like most other senior officials, like the previously noted there's actually provisions in place for members of Congress, okay, the insider trading statutes don't apply to them, okay? They can't be charged with any of that stuff. I don't know for these appointed officials if they have the same type of provisions applied to them, so maybe there is a reason why they're going so hard on this, okay? I don't knock Marshall for trying to get something out of him. It's just all of this shit is show, honestly. It goes to show you, it's like, yeah, okay, cool. They got the big old fucking Publishers Clearinghouse check that's there. And it's like, okay, cool. Outside of just being like a really cool fucking picture or whatever, just a little Insta meme. What are you really getting out of this? Okay, you're just justifying Fauci's position. Okay, you're making him perform in front of Congress like he likes to do. Okay, maybe he got bumped from one of his fucking MSNBC spots during the day. Cool. During the hearing, the White House chief medical advisor erupted at his nemesis Paul for suggesting he used his $420,000 salary, the highest in the federal government, to take down scientists he disagreed with, and calling him the lead architect in the pandemic's response that's led to 800,000 Americans dying under President Biden. Well, he had all the information. And it's been publicly reaffirmed that he funded the gain-of-function research. So I would say that if you're looking at any one specific person to place a lot of the blame on, Fauci would be a good person to start with. Paul, who also called for Fauci to be fired and prosecuted, based and red-pilled, referenced emails published by Republican lawmakers on Tuesday containing an exchange between Fauci and his boss, Dr. Francis Collins, who's stepping down, by the way. and has taken a long time in doing so, but to be fair, he is old, in which they dismiss a report that the pandemic originated in the Wuhan lab. Yeah, and Biden sent a contingent of people to take a look at that, and then what did they come back with their response after 90 days? Yeah, cool. Good. Another waste of fucking millions of dollars. Anyways, he accused Fauci, 81, of using government resources to center and to destroy the reputation of other scientists who disagree with him. I don't know if you have anything that you can prove that, but you know what? I'm not necessarily turning a deaf ear to this, and some of it would make sense. Do you really think it's appropriate to use your $420,000 salary to attack science? Paul asked. Fauci then flew into a rage, which is always a good sign, somebody being able to control their emotions, who will just immediately fucking spurg out at any moment in time, but whatever. He told Paul he was completely incoherent. No, it sounded like it was a pretty straightforward question, and mentioned a California grocer who was arrested while traveling to DC with an AR-15 and threatening to kill him. Doesn't sound like a glowy op at all. No, of course not. Fauci attempted to correct Paul, but the pair wound up talking over each other in an increasingly heated back and forth, like they've been doing this fucking romantic dance back and forth over and over again for the past 2 years, honestly. I think in usual fashion, Senator, you are distorting everything about me. Oh my god, he's making arguments that your fucking ex would make for you. Jesus. Paul began attacking Fauci for a desire to tear down people before the scientist cut him off to say he was completely incorrect. Fauci went a step further and told the Kentucky Republican, "You not only are you distorting it, you're completely turning it around." Okay, cool. Do we want to go to the tape? Do we want to go to the emails? Do we want to go to literally anything that's ever been said or recorded about you? Because you do a good job of distorting yourself there, unless you want to, contradict yourself, which wouldn't be out of character, would it, Fauci? Senator, we have here a committee to look at the virus now that has almost killed 900,000 people. Okay, and you've been at the front of this battle for the past 2 years, and you know what? If you're going to try to blame some people, shouldn't you look in the mirror? Because you've been there through 2 administrations, and you've just about killed 900,000 people. If you're so concerned about that, shouldn't you take some responsibility for it? No? Okay. Once again, just like a ex-girlfriend would argue. And you keep coming back to personal attacks to me that have absolutely no relevance to reality. Oh, like asking if you're behind some of the burying of the other dissenting voices that are out there. Weird, huh? But the long and short of it, it can all be summarized with this one tweet from Rand Paul himself. Dr. Fauci and I finally agreed on something in our Senate hearing today. Yep, a lot of back and forth. But all of this, yeah, it would just be who gives a shit, okay? 2 old men fucking bickering in front of the American people on their dime. Cool, who cares? But yesterday, okay, late yesterday, Project Veritas dropped another video, okay, centering around Anthony Fauci. They were some of the first people out there to talk about his connection between gain-of-function research and his funding of it, and eventually that ended up getting proved correctly. So what do they have here? It's not something we can, necessarily go too deep on because of, well, obvious reasons, I think, but we can at least get some of the highlights now, can't we? Military documents about gain-of-function contradict Fauci's testimony under oath. What? No, you guys, okay, just like Rand Paul, you guys are twisting everything that Fauci says. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh my god, don't you trust the guy who makes almost $500,000 a year? Project Veritas has obtained startling and never-before-seen documents regarding the origins of the COOF, gain-of-function research, vaccines, potential treatments which have been suppressed by the government's efforts to conceal all of this. Let's see how far we can go into this. A link to this article and then a link to their own highly produced video, which I would recommend, okay? But we're not playing it here because I want to talk about this but yet keep it up on all the platforms, so tread lightly. The documents in question stem from a report at the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, better known as DARPA. Oh my god, now we got DARPA involved. which were hidden in a top-secret shared drive. DARPA is an agency under the U.S. Department of Defense in charge of facilitating research in technology with potential military applications. Oh boy, I think you can connect the dots on this one. Project Veritas has obtained a separate report from the Inspector General of the Department of Defense, written by U.S. Marine Corps Major Joseph Murphy. Oh, I'm sorry, Jack for short. A former DARPA fellow. Now, the report states that EcoHealth Alliance approached DARPA in March of 2018, seeking funding to conduct gain-of-function research of a bat-borne coronaviruses. Interesting. In March of 2018, huh? The proposal, named Project Diffuse, was rejected by DARPA over safety concerns and the notion that it violates the basis gain-of-function research moratorium. Oh, at least DARPA's ethical. Okay, so according to documents, NIAID, under the direction of Dr. Fauci, went ahead with the research in Wuhan, China, and several sites across the United States. Fucking weird how that shit happens. Fauci has repeatedly maintained under oath that the NIH and the NIAID have not been involved in gain-of-function research with the EcoHealth Alliance program, but according to the documents obtained by Project Veritas, which outline why EcoHealth Alliance's proposal was rejected, DARPA certainly classified the research as gain-of-function. Proposal does not mention or assess potential risks of gain-of-function research, a direct quote from the DARPA rejection letter. Major Murphy's report goes on to detail great concern over a gain-of-function program and concealment of documents, a suppression of potential curatives, like words you can't say, but I think you know what they are. Things that have been around in the zeitgeist for about a year and change, okay? Think Joe Rogan. Think fish tank cleaner. Got it? Good, since you understood. And of course, the poke. Project Veritas has reached out to DARPA for comment regarding the hidden documents and spoke to Chief of Communications Jared Adams, who said, "It doesn't sound normal to me." When asked about the way documents were shrouded in secrecy, if something resides in a classified setting, it should be appropriately marked. Adams said, "I'm not at all familiar with unmarked documents that reside in classified spaces, no." In the video breaking the story, published on Monday night, Project Veritas CEO James O'Keefe asked the foundational question to DARPA. Who at DARPA made the decision to bury the original report? They could have raised red flags to the Pentagon, the White House, or Congress, which may have prevented this entire pandemic that has led to the deaths of 5.4 million people worldwide and caused much pain and suffering to many millions more. Dr. Anthony Fauci has yet to respond or request. He's busy getting grilled by Rand Paul and Roger Marshall. But don't worry, Twitter's defense force is out there in full flight, because obviously they would be. Twitter blacklist Project Veritas, expose Fauci account after gain-of-function bombshell. And they set this up months ago once that bag of jello ended up becoming new CEO. So it's in full force here, selective full force. Twitter has banned expose Fauci, an account set up by Project Veritas to promote the organization's latest bombshell, a drop of documents regarding U.S. government involvement in gain-of-function research on bat-borne coronaviruses in China. Project Veritas' main account on Twitter was banned in February of 2021. Almost made it a year before another banning. Sucks. Twitter claimed that the journalistic outfit's attempt to interview Facebook VP Guy Rosen at his home violated the policies posting private information. That's about that ban, not about the new one. Twitter has not yet given an excuse for the banning of the exposed Fauci account. It's probably, what's their nebulous idea where you can't post any sort of private information, and privates in big old fucking quotation marks on this one, on the platform for purposes of doxing or some dumb shit like that. The account was set up to promote Project Veritas' latest scoop, a leak of military documents about gain-of-function research. Shit we already read. Documents were released a day before Fauci was set to appear for another hearing, and I don't know if he was asked about it or maybe if the grilling is still going on, but it was not brought up there. Twitter has also suspended the account of Eric Spracklin, who is associated with Project Veritas and posts the organization's content on the platform. Yeah, so that one, probably, retweeting something that was posted by somebody else, that would be interesting. But again, it's Twitter, and if you aren't a 14-year-old girl, it really doesn't matter what goes on there. It's a dying platform, but seems like they're spooked on this one. And for good reason. But like I said at the outset of this, None of this shit is going to bury Fauci. He's got scapegoats off to the side, and he's going to be able to stay in the pocket for as long as he fucking wants. But meanwhile, you'll have the United States government not really care about any of that because, oh, come on, that was a long time ago. That was back in 2018. What are you still worried about that stuff for? No, we got to talk about January 6th, 2021 over and over again because Orange Man is really bad, and we're really scared about him again in 2024. So we got some more January 6th, 2021. Not this year because it was rather uneventful. It was just a cringe fest. But yeah, we have a lot more stuff on that one coming up next because there was another hearing today, and some Fed ops were exposed, maybe, potentially, perhaps. Yeah, sure looks that way. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.